one of the pet projects I've been having for several years now is upgrading this Kpro computer to have modern components inside of it so it can be my portable laptop, because I am sick and tired of all the laptop issues that I've had. Like, because a lot of laptop components overheat and they're really crappy and they feel really flimsy. Well, I'm going to try to build a computer out of this, and I'll probably just take all the innards out of this and put it into its own stationary case so I can still use this computer circuitry. Well, the first thing I had the hardest thing getting a hold of was the screen. I just recently discovered that on eBay they do in fact sell 8-inch screens, and this one is 1024 by 768 resolution. Runs off 12 volts of power. Has a remote control, and it comes with a little thing. They call it the keyboard, but it's not really a keyboard, it's more like a keypad. This is how you could manually change the settings on it. I'm stealing the video from my secondary monitor. Now right now it's at 640 by 480, and it's kind of messed up. It's kind of cropped out a bit odd, but I could change that by going back through the menus. Let's go over to here. And that's the resolution that it has. That's actually pretty good.
Cherokee is my excuse for everything. Even though I'm only an 8th Cherokee, I use that excuse when anybody's like, oh, you don't celebrate your birthday? No, I'm Cherokee. What about
I'd say that's a really good resolution. I love that. This will definitely be good enough for editing videos and whatnot. Let's open up Adobe Premiere and see how that works on it. Oh, that's wonderful. This would definitely be good enough for editing videos, because what I'm going to do is make like a portable editing station with like a 240 gigabyte SSD to make everything really speedy. Well, I just got some more stuff from that guy that sold me those three weeks. I probably need a fast motherboard for it though to handle video editing. All right. Oh, now that looks nice. I gotta say, this resolution is wonderful. It's so small too. I'm surprised that I was able to find a screen that was this small. I think that'll fit in there perfectly. Yep. Because actually the screen, the showing area on here is actually pretty small. So this viewing area with the LCD screen will be bigger than the viewing area of the CRT that's already in it. Now this monitor is just a regular off-the-shelf part from like a tablet or like a ATM or something. And then they have a little converter board that converts this wiring setup to this wire, or this ribbon cable actually. And now down here where they have a converter board that can take in HDMI, VGA, NTSC video. I think it might even accept PAL video. We have this connector here that can accept 2 inputs of video. I think one is forward and the other one it reverses the image, because they intend this to also be used for a rear backup camera on like a car, so you can have a camera, so you can a camera in the screen so you can see where you're backing up into instead of relying on just the mirrors. Over here we have the barrel connector to have 12 volts going in. We have this other pin, which I think this other connector, which I think is also power. This one, it says it goes to an inverter. Not sure what that does. This is a 12 volt out in case you have another backlight or something. I'm not sure what these connectors up here are, but they look like the ports on a Raspberry Pi, so that'd be kind of interesting if you could program this differently. This connector here, no idea either. It's not very good documentation. And this connector right here is going to the keypad. Now I think this entire board might just be ripped straight from a cheap LCD monitor, because like this would be the board that would go on the side and you'd have the buttons, the plastic buttons that would connect these. Unfortunately, these buttons aren't labeled. Actually, hardly anything in this is labeled except for DC in. And it doesn't actually say 12 volts, it just says DC in. So, I don't know, it's kind of a shame they don't have good documentation on the board itself. The least they could do is give me like a piece of paper that says how it works, but nope, there's nothing. Just you get the board and that's it. But oh well, it works. On the keypad, there's a little infrared sensor. That is how the remote control works. And on the remote controls are very difficult to read. Video select, menu, mode select. This is a left arrow, right arrow, and the power button. Okie dokie, so we hit menu. We have this menu come up. We can hit menu again and we go into that menu. We can adjust the brightness, the contrast, the hue, the color temp. We can exit to go back. We can adjust the H, the V, the phase, the clock, everything. I think it's better just to go to auto config though, because it seemed to configure it automatically quite well. You know, I bet it turns on at 9 volts, maybe 7. Oh, wow. Whoa, this could run off a lithium battery. Now, that's a lot better than I thought. Wow. And it's taking about 600 milliamps, so that's a couple watts, like maybe 2-3 watts, not much. Hey, and it does scale nicely. So, it only pulls about 6 watts at this, or 4 watts actually, so it only pulls about 4 watts at 12 volts, which isn't bad at all. And I am glad that the current that it draws doesn't stay the same, because there are some things that I have, such as my iMax B6 battery charger, that no matter what voltage you put into it, it still pulls and gives out the same current. So it doesn't matter, so you might as well just run it at the lowest current, because if you run it at a higher current, it'll just waste the power. I'm pretty happy with that. You can see the backlight dim whenever I lower the voltage. Yep. So in conclusion, I'm extremely happy with this. I think this is a pretty awesome LCD screen. I'm very happy with the power consumption. I'm very happy with all the features of the board. I'm very happy with the resolution. Because 1024 by 768 is about my minimum useful resolution. I think that's the smallest screen I could use where I could actually get stuff done. I could view web pages without having to like move the screen around too much. I could edit videos and stuff. I think that'll work perfectly in my K-Pro, and that'll make that a useful machine. Oh, and one last thing before I go. I have noticed that the one transistor on here does get the board a bit warm. So you might want to add a little fan to blow on that, and at the very least, do not put that in a sealed container, because that might get a little bit too hot. Well anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching. See ya!